Welcome to this episode of Getting to Know Your Indiana Neighbor. Most of you know our neighbor, Janet Baugh. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
Janet Mattingly Baugh, as we'll go back and from the beginning with Janet, as we normally do. But I kind of want to start Janet really, and the reason, I've always had Janet on the radar, but when the urgent care that was in Lagodi went out, and we were without, not only urgent care, but without Janet Baugh, the community went bonkers, right? What's going to happen to Janet? What are we going to do? You know, and everybody loved Janet. So I thought, Janet's a natural. She's made such an impact to the community. But we'll talk about that transition a little bit later as we get there in your life. But I just do want to ask, you felt those, you saw those comments, you've had people talk to you. So how did you feel whenever people, they not only were concerned about you, but they were concerned about them because when were they going to see Janet again, right?
Yeah, I can say, I mean, it all happened. I still remember the day, 7/11, July 11th, 7/18. I got the call. Okay. I was working down at their Jasper office and just got a call not to come in Wednesday. We're not going to open. The business is closing.
Okay, is that how it went, a phone call?
Yeah,
okay.
It happened with a phone call. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get into that. But what were your feelings, though, whenever you saw the outpouring that, hey, listen, we can't do without Janet in our community?
It was, in one hand, it was amazing because I don't really think about that aspect. Yeah. You know, I think about my roles taking care of people, and I don't think really what I am to them.
Okay.
You know, if that makes sense.
It
I'm
does.
just more interested in taking care of you or someone else. Okay. I don't think of it the other way.
Okay. Well, there will be an appropriate time in Janet's life when we get to that. But let's start from the beginning as we do. Tell me a little bit about your parents.
Okay. John Beverly Mattingly. They had the Mattingly Feed Store here in Lagodi, and I remember hearing many stories about that place.
Now, did your mom work with the feed store too?
She worked at the school, I think around when I was kindergarten, as a teacher's aide.
At the elementary school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember she was actually my aide in kindergarten. And then she worked as activity directors at the local nursing home. She started out Medco Center, and then Adventist Day Living Center, and then it turned into Crane, Poplar Valley, and so forth like that,
Now, I had to ask you, because I didn't remember, but we lost your mom a few years ago, right? Okay.
Yeah.
5 years, is that what you said? 5 or 6?
About 5 or 6 years ago, yeah. It was 35
well,
years yesterday.
Your dad, though, that had to seem like a lifetime ago to you, right?
Yeah, I was 19 when he passed away, so he had been sick about 12 years.
Yeah, so they're both gone, and that's a real shame because I know that you've got grandkids, right? Oh boy, huh?
Yes, oh yeah, they keep you busy.
Yeah, well, let's then talk about your life growing up. I remember you lived out there on 231 right on the highway, right?
Yes, and we just drove past there, I think, last week, and I told my husband, I said, I remember climbing those trees about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
They said, how long?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 50.
Now, yeah, that's right. I do that all the time. I think, oh yeah, 40 years ago.
Goes, yeah.
No, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for Chris for pointing that out. Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
thanks.
long ago? Yeah. Is that the only house you knew?
No, I gotta say, probably around kindergarten, first grade, we moved to the county line road, well, where Mayor Bowling used to live.
Oh, that's right.
There,
that's right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to mention that home out on 231 there, so you really didn't know much about that, but
I do have memories there,
Yeah.
I think the boys, I remember my brother Denny chasing me around the house with this green snake. I climbed a tree and he let the snake go in the tree, so yeah.
that sounds a lot more like Kenny that I know, but it was
so
Denny.
I was the baby. Yeah.
Well, I've got a memory from that home that your sister Jolene and I were classmates. I'm guessing 9 years old, 8 years old maybe, but obviously in school, she invited me to a Halloween party.
Oh.
And by the way, Jolene, I think that's the only Halloween party I've ever been invited to this day. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we had a lot of fun. But yeah, out in that house, I remember that. But don't remember too much about it. But I do remember going out there and being invited to the Halloween party. So we had a lot of fun there. All right, so siblings, you've got a few?
Yeah, we have Mike, Denny, Kenny, and Jolene, and I was 7 years later.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Mike, is he still a truck driver or did he retire?
No, he's been retired for a while. He's a snowbird.
Is he? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he takes his RV down and he stays in Florida.
Is he there now?
He's there now,
Yeah,
yes.
good timing.
Yes, yeah.
Well, one thing I remember about Mike, as much later in life, was as a truck driver. I was in Marathon. I'm going to say it's pretty late, so probably after a ball game or something. I saw Mike. I said, "How you doing? Good. What are you up to?" "Well, I'm getting ready to head out to Brooklyn, New York."
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's going to drive a truck out there. And I remember it wasn't long before that I drove in New York. And, you know, back then you didn't have GPS or anything. And it was like, please, God, make sure we were on the right road. And I thought about him and just going all night long to Brooklyn. And I'm sure he made a few of those trips, didn't
Yeah, I think that's what he knew. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he enjoyed it for the most part. So.
Now, Kenny, what I remember, of course, Mike and Kenny, I remember from the basketball. I mean, those guys were the farmers. You know, when people talk about I don't know legitimately if they were farmers, but when they talk about those Lagodi farm kids, those strong legs, strong arms, it was the Kennedy brothers. Now, do you remember, or the Mattingly brothers, do you remember when they played?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
I do remember.
Yeah.
I remember I was one of those girls, you know, the cheerleading outfit,
Yeah.
and the cheerleaders would get me out there. I remember being, I think it's maybe 74. I was a flower girl, too, and I remember walking from the elementary school down to high school, and yeah, I think I'm in the 74 yearbook or something.
Are you because of that?
Yeah.
So they were on the 75 team.
Yeah, 70, yeah, because they graduated 74, 75, and 76.
Yeah. Yeah. So Denny was 74, Mike
Denny was
75,
mhm.
Kenny 76.
Yeah, well, Kenny was 70, Mike was 74, Denny was 75, Kenny was 76.
76, yeah. So Kenny, when I hear of him, I hear he's out in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always heard he was a blackjack dealer. I don't know. Then I heard he was into, you'll have to tell me what he does, but then I heard he was into doing something with conventions out there, of course, which is a large industry. So set the record straight. What's
Right
he
now,
got?
he's officially retired.
Oh!
But I think when he did out there,
Yeah.
you know, when he first initially went, he did deal cards, you know.
Cool, very cool, yeah.
And he was involved in all that. But then, he got involved, you know, because they have multiple conventions out there, you know, setting up the conventions. You know, he may go for a while and they don't work, and then all of a sudden they're working 16, 18 hours a day, you know, day after day after day to get things set up and tear down.
Another thing about Kenny in that 75 state finals. Now, I know this isn't true, but as a kid, when we went through it, and I was a little kid, I had heard this, and I thought, that sure sounds like Kenny, but I cannot believe it. So the story I heard that was probably made up, that I think they were in Indianapolis, you know, for the state finals, the team, and maybe they're at a mall, and he was basically being mugged. Okay?
Oh, I didn't know
See,
that
this isn't
story.
true.
Okay.
If you don't know it, it's not true.
Well, that don't mean anything.
But here's the story I heard.
He'll call and let me know.
Yeah, that he was basically being mugged, so he pulls out a nickel and gives it to him. Now, I know that's not true, but at the time I thought,
I don't know.
I thought, Kenny, that is Kenny Mattingly, because if they say something, he's going to beat him up, right?
Yeah. From stories I've heard, with the Mattingly
No,
boys.
that's just a myth, I'm sure, but I remember that to this day.
Oh.
And then Denny, we lost way too early, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he passed away of a heart attack. He actually went to the Marines right after high school, and he went to Purdue University, became an engineer, and then he later on became a registered nurse.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
And where was he?
He was up in Indianapolis,
Okay.
working up there, one of the hospitals, and then he had a home here in Canterbury too. So he was out cutting his grass one day and just collapsed. So
Yeah, I remember when I heard
he was 55.
that. Yeah, 55 years old. Yeah, I was shocked. But and how long ago? Well, if he's 55, I guess that would have been 13 years ago, 12 years ago,
could've
something
done the
like
math,
that.
yeah.
So. Okay. All right. Any other siblings?
Jolene.
Jolene. Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
Jolene. We
Jolene.
did, but we didn't.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So Jolene, and tell us a little bit about Jolene and what she does.
Well, she works with her husband, Marv,
Yeah,
Wagler Construction. She's busy with grandkids. I think we have number 11 coming this week.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
So,
All
really
right.
busy.
Yeah, no, Jolene.
They're always on the go.
Yeah, and they've been pillars to the community as well,
Yes.
as
Yes,
we know,
they've been very
Jolene
good
and
with
Marvin.
the community.
And we all love Jolene. Hey, Jolene, classmate. Shout out, 1979. Yeah. So growing up, you were, like you said, later in life than most of your siblings.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you feel like you were almost an only child there for a while?
Yeah, as a baby and kind of only child, yeah. I mean, I still remember the boys growing up, with the vinyl records. I still remember, Three Dog Night,
Yeah.
Steve Miller Band. So I really had that influence, listening to music and so forth. Yeah, I gotta say I think I had a little bit easier, so Kenny keeps telling me,
Yeah.
being the
I'm sure you
last
did.
one, because
Yeah.
I got a car, none of them did.
Gosh, see, your family's so similar to ours. We had the 4 boys, and then we had Sammy, same year as you. And then we had Chris. So we sort of had 2 families. So I know exactly what you're talking about. They got cars.
Yeah.
They got a swimming pool.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Once we all kind of moved out, things got better financially all of a sudden. And but that's fantastic. So I'm sure good memories of your childhood.
Oh yeah. Even when the boys played ball, I still remember going to the high school. They had the cutout lions.
Yeah.
They put on top of the cars and the bonfires.
Yeah.
And I remember being at the state and so forth.
Was the swimming pool a big part of your life?
Yes, it was actually. Yeah.
Didn't know. I mean, for me and my generation, that was it
That's
during
what
the
it
summer.
did. I remember
They were our
Mom
babysitters.
I was getting ready. Mom dropped me off a box of Little Debbie's, and
Yeah.
I would stay there all day.
Okay. Who'd you hang around with?
Um,
Let's talk about preteen years here.
yeah, various people. Like I said, we were talking before. I remember being out at your house.
Yeah.
Being with Samantha. There was Alicia Borders. My class. It seemed like it's a close class. Some classes seem more closer than others. Even right now, you could pick up and.
Class of '86, right?
Yeah, class of '86. Shout out. We just had actually classmate pass away this past week.
I saw that. Jimmy Coons, right? Yeah.
Yes, was married to Jody, and she was another classmate. And we've got a Facebook site, and we're just everyone's on there talking about that and so forth. But just various people. I think I guess I could easily hang around out with anybody. It seemed like everybody hung out together.
Yeah. So let's go 12 years old or preteens, which is. But did you think about what you wanted to be? Did you have a passion about what you might wanted to be when you grew up at any given time?
I think in high school I always thought I wanted to be a nurse.
You did?
In healthcare,
Okay.
yeah. Because I think I always thought I was going to stay around here. I really never thought about moving away.
Okay.
So started thinking what I want to do. Because around here I started working at Dairy Master. Then I went to Dairy Queen.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked at Dairy Queen.
George wouldn't have liked that.
Yeah, I had Pam Walker, Amy Patterson, Ed Schneer. And then I became a nursing assistant when I was 16.
Really?
Yeah, at the nursing homes here, yeah.
Okay.
So I did a lot of evenings from 4 to 9 p.m. and then a lot of weekends. 3 to 11 or 5:30 a.m. to 1:30.
Yeah, and that's not easy work, especially for a teenager. Obviously, that didn't scare you away. Did it
No.
lean you more toward a profession that you
I
already
think
went
so.
to?
Yeah, I think so. Because nobody in our family worked at Crane. I didn't know anybody. Or we're just thinking things local. And you didn't have the internet and everything else to actually see what's all out there.
Yeah.
You didn't have Indeed or Monster.
No, not them.
or any of that. So yeah, I always thought I wanted to be in healthcare. So, but I think when I did go to college, I thought, well, I'm going to try business management. So I actually went. I had 1 semester to go, and then I thought, what am I going to do with it? So then I went back, got my associate's degree in nursing.
Okay, and where'd you go to school?
Originally went to Vincennes University. That's where everybody went to.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So let's talk high school a little bit, though. So everybody has a favorite teacher.
Yeah.
Some I have on here, and I ask them, and they say, I can't say, had too many. I don't want to offend anybody. You got a favorite one?
I don't know if I had a favorite, but ones I remember, Greg Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember Ann Ackerman,
Yes,
Mr.
certainly.
Herwin, Mr. Grannon. Yeah, I remember all
Yeah,
of
you had
those
the same
times.
teachers I did.
Yeah.
They hung around a long time.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Well, I've done on this show, Miss Ackerman and Greg Johnson. Gosh, I'll do more because those people are the ones that helped shape me, or I had a lot of fun with. Maybe that's the
I
way to
remember
say it.
Mr. Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
Did a college econ class, for extra credit. I remember that too.
Yeah. Were you a good student?
I think so.
Yeah.
It came easy.
Did it?
I felt like it anyways.
Yeah. So you didn't have to study a lot?
I even got the speech award.
You did? Well, it's pretty obvious. She says, I'm not nervous. Yeah, let's just do this, right? So, okay. You like to talk.
I can.
All right. A speech award from Greg Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the speech? Or what?
No.
You just mean in general the
In
class?
general, because
Yeah.
at the end of school they
Yeah.
gave awards and
Okay.
things like that. And so
See, I
forth
don't
like
remember getting that, so it probably didn't. But I enjoyed the class. All right, so high school, and then afterwards you want to pursue a degree in nursing, but you go business management.
that. Yep.
So at what point did you say this isn't working, this isn't what I want to do, I want to go back into the health field?
Well, see, I had my associate degree for a while. Then I wanted to go ahead and pursue my bachelor's. Why, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just wanted to keep furthering my
Right,
education.
right.
And then we had the kids, and I still remember sitting at the cabin with my husband and said, I need to do something. We need to have another kid, or I need to go back to school. So,
Back to school we go, says
yeah,
Chris Ball.
yes, it was exactly.
They're both about the same financially, so back to school. Really? Is that
yeah,
what? So you
yeah.
didn't do this till after you were married and had children?
Right. I went and got my associate's degree. That was initial, and then after that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when I had kids, you went back slowly. It took
Were
many
you in
years.
the workplace prior to that?
No, I got out. I graduated, went to college.
So right as you got out of college, you said, that's not for me. You're going to do something else.
Well, graduated high school, went to college for business management, and then a month or a semester before decided I'm going to go back to nursing.
Okay.
So go into nursing, yeah.
All right. Well, let's back up and talk
Okay.
about Chris Ball a little bit.
Okay.
So did he go to Lagodi?
No, he went
With
to
the Shoals?
Shoals,
That's what I'm
actually.
saying. Okay. So where did you meet Chris Ball? How did that start?
I think there was cousin Shannon when we worked at the Dairy Queen. Chris said he remembers me, going back to the pool,
Yeah.
driving by the pool, my 10-speed bicycle.
Yeah.
I think it was junior
And he
high.
noticed you a little bit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Okay.
noticed a blonde-haired girl going by on a
Yeah.
bike.
Who is that? But you didn't know him.
No, yeah.
Okay. So did
It
she
wasn't
set
till
you
high
up,
school.
or did he come to you and say, "Hey"? You
I don't.
don't remember?
I remember.
Was it memorable, Chris?
No. The first day it was because we went with Shannon, and then Chris. We went to go see the movie Footloose.
Oh, okay.
Popular movie. By the
Yeah.
time we got there late, we're on the front row, looking
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our
Okay.
first movie. So
Okay. So that was your very first movie.
yeah, I was 15. He was 16.
Oh, and it's love ever since.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So when then did Chris and you decide that you wanted to be married? Or was it kind of all along after you got together that, hey, we're going to have a life together? Because sometimes that's the case.
And remember, it was different times too growing up
Yeah.
because he proposed when we were in high school.
Okay. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Because I always like to talk about the proposal.
Yeah.
Whether it was romantic or not. So,
Yeah.
so when you were in high school, was he still in high school too? He was
Yep.
a senior,
We-
you were
yeah.
a junior? Okay. Okay,
Well,
tell me
we were
about
actually senior, so he.
Okay.
I'm only 4 months older.
that. Oh, you're older than Chris?
Yeah. No, well, younger. Sorry.
Younger,
I'll
okay.
get it straight.
Okay, okay. So tell me about that proposal.
It was at his house. His mother had made steaks and probably French fries, I'd say.
So they knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember he got down on his knee.
Yeah.
We were in the dining room, just the two of us, and I think he had the ring on the teddy bear.
Yes, isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? You got any pictures or videos of this that we can borrow?
Remember, this was before the internet and Facebook and all
Okay,
that.
all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, get the old Polaroid out and get that. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
you take the film to the store and you don't know what pictures will
Yes,
come out.
yes. So was he nervous?
Oh, yes.
He was?
Yes.
Did he know you would say yes, though? I mean, did you kind of realize that this was going to happen? You just,
Yeah, we had the rings picked out.
oh, okay, okay.
How you go, you look, you window
Yeah,
shop.
right, exactly.
You window
yeah,
shop,
yeah.
yeah.
You think about the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
I think the two of us, we're always future oriented, thinking about that, yeah.
yeah, but that's pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were seniors in high school. When did you get married?
We graduated in May and got married that December.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Christmas break. I said the church was already decorated.
Yeah.
So, and I think his aunt, Donna Downs, and mother, they baked the cake. Linda Baugh, she made the flowers for the wedding.
Okay.
That's all his relation, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. So that's I didn't realize.
well, you're in break. That's the time you could do
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it just
and,
worked.
And it was decorated and
Yeah.
everything just worked out.
And of course,
right?
we had a red and white, black wedding. So,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you've got 2 children.
2, yes.
Okay. Tell me about them.
Lauren Gilbert.
Oh, was it Gilbert? Okay.
Yeah, she's Gilbert now. She's
Okay.
been married, goodness, 7 years.
Where's she
You're
live?
right. She lives in Connorsville, Indiana right now,
Okay.
yeah. She was in high school, went with the Arrow and Taylor Whitmer. We
Oh,
went
yeah.
to state
Oh,
volleyball.
Lauren
We got
was a
to ride that ride. That
Really
was
good
fun.
volleyball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
disappointed that she'd ridden. Well, she didn't play softball, right?
No,
Yeah.
it was volleyball and basketball.
Yeah, I knew she
before.
played basketball, but I think she would have been a good softball player. You know, and back then they had tennis. She would have been a good tennis player. I always think about those with the athletes. You know, she was long and lanky and
Yeah.
coordinated.
Yeah.
And that's what it took.
Really wasn't an interest, and it's never brought up. So
Yeah. Where'd she go to school?
she's kind of taken classes here and there.
Okay.
With things. So she works designing cabinets and working, it's one of those things, I don't know what they all do,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's just like a government job, like you
Yeah.
say, what do you do? But,
Oh, I know.
and then,
Believe me, I've been there. Yeah. And does she have children?
Yes, between him, her, and theirs, there's 6 children. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, she has 2 of her own.
Now, do you
so.
get to see them much? They're up in Connersville?
It seems
over in
like it takes
Connersville?
spurts.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll see them, more times than others, and so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's John.
Then there's John.
Okay.
Yeah.
John's the oldest, right?
John's the youngest.
John's
actually.
younger than her, okay.
Yeah. 2 years, 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah. 3
All right.
grades.
And John has a military background, right?
Yeah. He went to the Marines. Yeah. He graduated like in May, and then went in October. It was one of those things. He wasn't supposed to go until the following May, but he got the phone call, and he needed to be in Vincennes in 2 hours. They were taking him early. I still remember being at the clinic and him coming in.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
just-
How was that for Mom? I mean,
That was hard because he went to the Marines, and boot camp's 13 weeks, and there's no contact.
Wow.
There's no phone calls. You get a recorded call, I guess, that they made it and they're okay. But other than that, we actually did written letters.
okay.
So
Yeah.
he'd be in the bathroom, he'd write a letter in a little notebook, and send it. Yeah.
Yeah. So John served his time and he got out, right? And you were just telling me he's still in Florida. What's he do down there?
He works for the VA system in Pinellas County. Again, one of those government jobs. He'd service something or other,
And is he married?
No, he has a longtime girlfriend.
Okay.
Like I say, they've been together, goodness, don't get me, 5, 6
Okay,
years
no,
too.
that's okay.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, okay.
They have 3 dogs, so I have 3 granddogs, so, and they're happy, content with all that, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So I know you just saw them, but
Yeah.
again, a situation where you don't get to see them as much as you want.
no, but.
Yeah. But you've got that big old travel trailer, right? Or I don't know what you call it, it's like a mansion.
Fifth wheel, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But let's get back to you a little bit.
Okay.
So you and John are married, you have kids. You decide to go back into the medical field or into the medical field. What's your first job?
With Dr. Stephen Collin.
Where's that at?
He's in Washington. Like I
Okay.
say, he still had an office in Montgomery. I was in the process of building the office in Washington. So I started there. And it's kind of interesting because I was there and then, my first time working longer hours and so forth. And then,
You mean your first real job?
as a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually when I left there, it was about a year, Will Walker took my place.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, he did? He took your
I was
place?
at a conference and
Okay.
his instructor was there and
Yeah.
how you kind of network at conferences and so forth. So yeah.
So take me kind of through the procession of jobs
Okay.
that you've had up until where you are now.
Okay, with nursing?
Yeah.
Beginning at the beginning?
Well, I don't know. Do you have others?
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, I don't know.
Let's go nursing.
Practitioner.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I say when you first got out of school, I think I started at Bedford Regional Medical Center, which is
Okay.
IU Health.
So you had a little drive.
Yeah, well, when we got married, we lived up in Dover Hill.
Oh, you did?
So
Over.
that's kind of a shock because then,
Dover
with
Hill.
Dover Hill,
Yeah.
it was long distance to Lagodi.
Yeah.
So, you could call.
You mean calling long distance?
Yeah,
too,
calling there's no internet or anything.
Yeah, I know kids are like, what's long distance?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
what
from
is-
86 to
That's not that
99,
far.
actually, we lived in Dover Hill.
Yeah. Is that where he was from? Is he
Yes,
from that
yeah,
area?
that's,
Okay.
yeah, from shows, lived up in the Dover Hill area. So it would be about the same distance, going here to Jasper and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out in intensive care there, and then I kind of switched jobs, when you had kids, based upon the hours, whether 12 hours, days, nights,
Yeah.
and so forth work. But, I've got background experience through home health,
Yeah.
emergency room, intensive
Wow.
care unit, and when you work intensive care, they float you everywhere, so.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a
Recovery and
special,
OB and-
special person, of course, one, to take care of people, but I don't know that people understand the hours, right?
Yeah.
And when you say emergency care, you never know what you're going to get from night to night.
Right. And also, like with the holidays, you just celebrate them whenever. It's although
Yeah.
Christmas is Christmas or Thanksgiving's Thanksgiving. You just, whenever you're off, that's when you do it.
Yeah. So a nurse practitioner, even at that time when you were in Bedford?
No, I started out, as a registered nurse.
Okay.
And then, actually, went to work for Hoosier Uplands, and then that's where we were the first county in the state. Martin County is the first county in the state to contract the whole health department out. So I kind of helped with that and worked as the public health nurse.
Oh.
And then doing that, I would substitute, part-time too, just as, at the Lagodi School as a nurse, show school as a nurse. I actually worked with, when Dave Quackenbush was the sheriff. We got a program started there too, so.
Okay. Did you always have a job as a nurse, or at any? Okay, so no time you said, "That's enough for now. I need a break."
No.
Because it's such a difficult field.
No.
And you had kids.
You had yeah, you had to get
Yeah.
back to work,
Yeah, I had to work.
Yeah,
But
you get
I-
back to work in 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
You
some
didn't have
12-hour shifts,
Yeah, you
overnight
didn't-
shifts.
Yeah, you didn't have the FMLA,
Yeah. How did you handle that with the kids as far as those hours? Because we've had a unique situation. We weren't even in healthcare, so.
Yeah, it's tough. You just do it. I mean, Chris's mom, she was very helpful because she lived up there in Dover Hill, and Chris, he was always very hands-on too. And yeah, you look back and you wonder how you did it. I
Yeah.
don't know how we did it. We did it. Yeah.
That's funny because I've had that conversation because that's exactly what we say. And I've told this before,
Yeah.
but Lynn and I worked at Kimball Electronics. I worked night shift till 6 in the morning. She worked at one point, she was an engineer, kind of a mid-shift overnight. She worked from 2 o'clock in the morning until about 10:30. So what are we going to do with the kid? We had one kid, Perry. And we took her up to Donna Green's. Lynn did at 1:30 in the morning. Took her up the stairs, laid her in the bed. Good night, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we did that for a few years. But it all comes back to how did you do it? I don't know. You just do it.
I don't know. And so it's like, when I changed positions or changed jobs, it was not because of the money or anything. It's just kind of hours, how it's going to fit in our life,
Yeah.
the best. But
What-
it's
what-
tough,
Yeah.
when you go back and
What was the most job length you worked? Where did you work the longest?
probably with Bedford Regional Medical Center. I think it's IU Health now.
Yeah.
Because I had various roles there too.
During COVID, I'm guessing you were here
Yes.
in Lagodi at that time, right? I mean, I don't know how impacted you were being in an urgent care, but you can imagine nurses,
Oh,
right?
yes.
So I'm sure you thought back to your nursing days of, and in hospitals and such, but I'm sure you had your own challenges too, right?
Oh, yeah. COVID, challenged the whole healthcare system. Actually, we've hired a radiologist for a new clinic, and that's what she was talking about. With COVID hit, a lot of the older radiologists retired. So there's a little bit of a shortage right now.
Yeah.
Trying to find, get enough radiology people. So, yeah.
So how long, what was the urgent care before called? Was it ZipMed?
It started out as urgent care of Martin County, then they did a trademark, and ZipMed urgent care, because the Jasper Clinic was called that too.
Okay.
So
So when did you start there?
November of 2009.
November 2009? No,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, because from Dr. Stephen Collins, then I worked at Lagodi Family Medicine, or Jasper Memorial. I actually rotated my time between Lagodi and Petersburg with Dr. Mark Love too.
Yeah. So that's been a while. That's longer than I thought that it's
Yeah.
been. I guess that's 14 years, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But now you're like 3 miles from home.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of what's nice. That's why when
And day hours, right?
yes,
Yeah.
well, actually, when we open, we're going to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then on Saturdays 7 to 5. That's going to happen in February though.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah. So you were there 14 years. Well, no, I don't know how long you were there.
Yeah.
But something like that, right? So now we're to the point where you told me in the beginning. You're working, everybody loves you there, everybody loves the clinic. It's such a great resource for the community, such a needed resource for the community. Tell me again what happened.
I got a phone call Tuesday night not to come in Wednesday, and that was it, and it was closed.
Did they tell you why?
No. I think the owner was just kind of done with the healthcare system, and I think it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no specific reason. Yeah.
So what was, tell me like the discussion between you and Chris. You get off the phone,
Well, it's
you're not going to believe this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shock. First I thought it was a joke, and then it took a while to set in. I mean, thinking, okay, now what?
Yeah.
I've not had to do a resume for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then, okay, what do I do? So it kind of took a while. But actually, Stephen Birch had gotten a hold of me and contacted with me, I think that Thursday, so like 2 days afterwards. And I think discussions were starting, but nothing was finalized for about another month or so.
Yeah. I remember Tyler Burns. Well, he did it with
Yeah.
me. So we talked about that. I mean, in a pre-interview, I guess, or just conversation. And so he told me. I said, "Man," I said, "that's quite a loss." He said, "Well, I can't tell you a whole lot right now, but we think Janet might be back with us." And I said, "Well, tell me more." Of course, we didn't talk too much about that. But from then I thought we're going to be fine. But how long ago was that? Was it July you said? That?
Yeah, it's actually going to be 5 months.
Okay. So what are you doing now? I mean, you're sitting here with me.
Yeah.
You've been to Florida, so
No.
you're taking advantage, right?
Yeah. Actually, though, within that month, not knowing what was going to happen, so I created resumes.
Yeah.
I was getting out there.
There's
I was
Monster and
learning.
Indeed now all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, but I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Trying to network and find positions. So I had several interviews actually
Yeah.
and so forth. But again, like you talked about, you're 3 miles from home. This is your community. This is what you know. You know, it's just you kind of wanted to be here.
So when Stephen called you, you had to feel like, oh, thank you, God.
Yeah, it's just wow. Okay, yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Because
to
it'll be
get
a
the
very
clinic back open. And
similar position, right? Okay.
Yeah, and we're going to have radiology services. We're going to have an X-ray machine there now. So.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak highly enough. I know you can't now either of Stephen and Aaron.
Oh, they're wonderful people.
Stephen
They're
Burns,
great
Aaron
people
Burns.
in what they do.
They're great people, great family.
Yeah.
But when they said they were going to bring this back, because I interviewed them as well when they were Harvest Healthcare, and let's talk about that as a business. And what's the next goal? That's the next step. They didn't really have anything except all they know they wanted to fill voids in the local community.
Yeah.
And boy, did they fill one here.
Yeah, no, they're
Right.
wonderful to work for
Yeah.
and be with, yeah.
Yeah. So when are you going back to work?
We're actually going to open up December 11th. We're going to have kind of like a soft opening because it's just going to be me, because we're going to have another provider. Her
Right.
name's Abby Mitchell, but she cannot start until February.
Okay.
So when we first open up, it's going to be from 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening, Monday through Friday. So it'll be me working, so.
Okay.
And
What
then
was it again? 7:30 to 5?
7:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
Okay, just you.
December 11th. Yeah,
Just you.
just me. Yeah.
For a
as
few
far
months.
as a provider, yeah.
Yeah. So you anxious to get back?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Do you have to go through any other education? I mean, it's only been 3 or 4 months, but I mean, you always have to keep up on.
No, it always
on-
stays
on
with you.
healthcare,
Yeah,
right?
you asked what I've been doing, just making sure my certifications are up and, relicensing and so forth. And basically, we're kind of helping getting the clinic ready and going, because I was
Yeah.
kind of intrigued on the clinical
it-
aspect
yeah.
of it, getting it stocked and.
Is it going to look any
That's
different when we walk in?
No, maybe a few color changes.
Okay.
We got a radiology room.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
that's
a
fantastic.
big change there. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of exciting
Yeah, that's
that
fantastic.
we can offer that.
Yeah.
Here in
Well, it's
Indiana.
just so great. And like I said, whenever we found out that it was all of a sudden not there, and I mean all of a sudden
Yeah.
not there, right?
You kind of take it for granted a little bit. You don't
You
think
do.
about it.
You do, yeah. And when we were growing up, I mean, yeah, we could go to doctor's offices maybe
Dr.
here
Lett,
in town. Yep. Yeah,
I still remember the smell of the office.
yep. And he brought me into this world. You too,
Yeah,
or not? You know?
yeah.
Maybe?
I still have the receipt, I think, when I was born. It was like $30-some. I think.
Okay, stop right there, because every time people tell me that, I say, you get what you pay for.
As a handwritten receipt.
Yeah, it's kind of a running joke, but yeah, I've seen that where, I don't remember ours, but I'm sure I was thousands and thousands of dollars, but yeah, you're right, $37 for this young lady. What an investment, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so December 11th, you start back. So you had 4 months off. As I said, I know you made a visit down to Florida. What else have you been doing? What can you do in that time frame?
I've been busy with the clinic, actually. The previous owner had an auction at the clinic, so, we're still on good terms as far as that goes, so kind of helping getting things, ready for that. Once that was done, Steve and I, we looked at the auction together, we got some things coming back. Helping organize, planning, getting things ready for the startup for the new clinic. Aaron's been working very hard on doing all the insurance credentialing, and there's just a lot of background work that needs to be done and so forth. We have the grandkids. I don't know, time goes.
Yeah. Do you know who else is going to be working there yet?
The other provider is going to be Abby Mitchell.
Yeah.
She's from Huntingburg. She works at Deaconess. She's a physician's assistant. So per contract, she has to wait until February.
Who are we going to see when we first walk in? Do you know yet?
Yeah.
And if you can't say, that's
No,
fine.
that's okay, because everyone started Monday.
Okay.
Jaylyn Border,
Border?
Borter.
Okay,
So it's
Jaylyn
not
Border.
Border,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and I think she's
Yeah.
friends with some younger kids, around
Okay.
here.
So
and so forth.
you just met her.
Yeah, just Monday. Yeah, then Kathy Wilson, she's X-ray tech. She's going to help triage patients and bring them back. So
Okay.
she's from French Lick area.
Okay.
So.
So you say you have radiation or radiology, right? So if I come in and my hand might be broke,
Yeah.
You can take her
We can
X-rays
do,
right there?
yeah, we can do an X-ray for that. You come in, we need to do chest X-ray, we can do belly X-rays. If your doctor from Indianapolis wants you to have an X-ray, you bring an order in, we can do that. You know, outside
And are you
orders.
affiliated with any hospitals?
No, we're independent.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
kind of, there's pros to that too at
Yeah.
times.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And just being back here in the community, that's great to be
Yeah.
able to offer that service.
Yeah. So December 11th. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. All right, let's talk about you and Chris a little bit. And you guys have fun. Was that fair to say?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It's at least
Try to.
pictures I see. And
Isn't that what life's
you're a little
about?
more. Yeah. You're a little more adventurous than Lynn and I, right? So you guys like to camp. You guys like to travel. Where do you travel? Where's
Well, you know, to be honest, we're seasonal campers at West Boggs Park. So we're there almost every weekend, but we create our own fun.
Okay.
You know, you kind of become a little family.
So you've got this monster out there of a fifth wheeler, right?
Yeah.
So all these years, how long have you had that out there?
It's going on year 6.
Yeah. So I've seen that all these years, and beautiful. I'm thinking, wow, that must be nice. I didn't know it was yours until this year.
Yeah,
This
really?
this summer. Yeah. Never see you out there, but I know you are.
Well, yeah, you kind of, it's nice. You get on your golf cart, you kind of
Yeah.
go places and so forth. Yeah.
So that had to have been a big decision to make that investment, right?
You know, we bought it used
Yeah.
off someone up at.
I don't care.
Well, no, it wasn't that. Yeah, especially compared to what they are now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If you're going to buy today's price,
Yeah.
no, it was
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, we made it our home. It's kind of our weekend retreat. It's kind
Yeah.
of our home away from home.
And then West Boggs obviously is very important to you people as well as me.
Yeah.
It's important to our community, but I know you guys really
Yeah,
take
Chris is
advantage
on the
of it.
board there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you guys do a great job of promoting it, but I didn't know he was on the board.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Okay.
been on the board for several years now. Yeah.
So traveling, you guys just kind of stick around, or do you go?
Well, we got a cruise planned with some other people. January, we went on a cruise. A bunch of people last February. Yeah. I mean,
Where do you go? I've never been on a cruise.
oh, you need to go. You need to go.
Lynn
Yeah.
won't do it.
Really? How come?
Well, some of it was from COVID. But I don't know. I'm kind of the same way. 7 days or whatever, you're out. I don't know.
Well, we went on a few years ago.
I mean, everybody I've
We
talked
had-
to loves it.
Every day, we had a different island every day, you know,
Yeah.
Aruba, St. Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go to Aruba and Carousel this January.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've had best cruise. We took our grandson and Chris's mom went on Disney cruise. That
Yeah,
was fun.
we're considering that.
Yes.
Definitely considering
That's
that.
magical. It
Okay.
really was.
Magical, that's-
Yeah, I guess that's
That's the right
magical's
word,
the
So we should do that. So that should be on our bucket list.
Yes, yes. Take the grandkids and go.
Yeah, I know.
The best shows.
Yeah. So the water is fine. You don't, as far as bumpy. I mean, it's smooth.
I always
sailing.
wear a patch, yeah, because I do
Yeah.
get seasick.
Okay.
But I've never had on a cruise ship though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I know we're scuba divers. Haven't been for a few
Yeah.
years. But
You
yeah.
are?
Yeah, yeah. That's so cool.
When did you start that?
Well, Chris did initially, and then I did, and then the kids got certified.
So you do it as a family.
Yeah, I gotta say, we've not been to any exotic islands to
Mm-hmm.
go scuba diving, you know, gone to Florida. My first dive, I remember seeing a shark circling, you know.
Ooh. Okay. Why did you keep doing after that?
Well, you know, you worry about that, but I actually look, you know, statistically, if you really look, they don't bother humans most of the time. You know, it's just those freak accidents.
Most of the time.
Yeah, we went and got our vows renewed. We were in the Bahamas and actually did a shark dive, you know.
What's that mean?
We actually paid. They took us out on a boat.
Yeah.
They chummed the water, and the sharks came.
Wait a minute. This is how I understand why you renewed your
But
vows,
very
because you
shocked.
might never see each other again.
No, it was so cool. And it's just like
No,
on
no,
TV.
no.
No, it's just like a TV. Then they got the fish and the blood and everything out. The sharks went on a frenzy, and then it was just really smooth. It's so cool underneath water.
But why would you do that with sharks circling? Because they're worried about the chum, not you?
Yeah.
I mean, so you weren't even worried about that?
I thought I would be, but I wasn't. Yeah.
See, you are a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah.
You know, we take a walk up Walker Street every now and then. You know, we enjoy ourselves that way. But if there's a squirrel coming along, boy, we're not touching it. Wow,
Yeah,
that
we
is
actually
cool.
have a hammerhead hanging up in the clinic that
Do you?
John was a teenager. Yeah, and his friend, yeah, we caught and so forth.
Okay, all right. Well, I've got some pictures too that I always invade people's Facebook page. You know,
Okay.
so I did that. So you guys must have had a Halloween party or two that you've enjoyed, right?
Yeah, we have, yeah, as a seasonal campers, you're just a small family or community.
Yeah.
So you kind of create your own fun. So we have a theme party every year.
Yeah.
So yeah, this past year it was the 20s. Next year it's going to be the 50s. We've had the 70s. We've done Mardi Gras. We've done a pirate party. Yeah, I mean, have fun. We'll go on scavenger hunts.
There's one picture, though, that I saw in there where a policeman, your arm is, he's cuffing you, but yet you're smiling.
Was that in front of a Prada store?
I don't know.
That may have been, I guess, say in Vegas. We just asked him if he had.
Oh, well, you know what? If it's Vegas, I won't even ask. I won't even go there. When in Vegas, what's...
I said, hey, handcuff me. And he obliged.
Oh, was it a real policeman?
Yeah, security guard. Yeah, or what else, whoever there.
So you just said, hey, handcuff me, and
Yeah.
you did. Okay, so you weren't really arrested or anything?
No.
Well, I'd figure by the big smile
Yeah,
that you had. So you go out to Vegas occasionally, especially with Kenny out there?
Kenny actually comes here once a year.
Does he?
Yeah, I think we've been out there once maybe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, you had kids, and that time Vegas not really for kids, and then, our daughter, when John graduated in May, our first grandson was born in October, and or November, excuse me. They moved in with us, and so we've always had kids.
Yeah, when Perry was young, we took her and a friend to Las Vegas. Sorry. We decided to stay off the strip to a place where a hotel.
Yeah.
Hard to find a hotel that doesn't have gambling.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
so that was no fun.
The airport does.
Yeah, the airport does. Yeah, but no, it was fun. We made a trip to the Grand Canyon and such. But yeah, even today though, it really can be for kids. I mean,
It's changed.
it really
yes.
has. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean,
strip you still have to be
yeah,
leery
you do.
of. Yeah,
You do. But it can be. I enjoy going to Las Vegas.
But the hotels are beautiful.
Oh my God.
They're just a city within a city there.
Yeah. So, what haven't we talked about, Janet, that you would like to, that we didn't even... is there something I don't know about Janet Baugh, some special talent, something that I might not know but only your closest friends know?
No, we karaoke. We just have fun.
So you sing?
No.
No?
Just I got my sign. Just because I can't sing don't mean I won't sing.
Okay.
So. So.
You have a sign that says that?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give us a shout?
No.
No. All right. Anything
Hot
else?
Blooded's my song, though.
Oh, yeah, Foreigner. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's my time. That's my age.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love that music, yeah.
Any other hidden talents? I'm guessing there are that you're thinking of that maybe I shouldn't tell, or maybe...
I don't know. It seems like we work,
Yeah.
and
Work and have fun.
yeah.
You work hard and play hard, right?
Yeah, I guess,
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to, that when we're done with this, oh shoot, I wish I would have talked about that.
I'm sure there will be.
There will be
That
anyway.
always happens.
There will be anyway,
That always
yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to give a shout out
Okay.
to people, for the West Boggs family.
Okay.
There's Trish and Jeff and Barb and Joe and Roger and Carol.
Oh, yeah.
Terry and
Yeah.
Anita. Yeah. So, hi.
Yeah. Well, how long's Chris been on the board?
2, going on 3 years maybe.
Okay.
Time flies again.
Yeah, that's a great board to be on. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've talked and commented that I don't know if we take it for granted anymore. I still think we do, but the beautiful area we have from your
they're
house,
working on
it's a half a mile away.
improving the lake enhancement.
Yeah, so that's...
But it's amazing that the number of people who actually are seasonal campers, they come, Mooresville, Indianapolis, those
Oh,
areas
yeah.
like that.
No, it's
So,
amazing, yeah.
and they give me a hard time because Martin County, because, when we go out to eat, where'd you go? Mexican?
Yeah, well,
You never get out of Martin County.
no. All right, you sure there's nothing else that you could think of?
I don't think so. Can
All
you
right.
think of anything else? This
Oh,
is more
gosh.
your thing.
No, I don't know. I mean, we just wanted to get a perspective, of course, of Janet's situation with urgent care and...
I'm anxious to get that open
Yeah,
again.
I know.
December 11th,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30
Yeah.
right now, and then
Yeah.
we'll go
Now, don't get
extended
sick
hours
on
in
purpose or
February.
anything just to
Yeah.
see Janet, but we always go and we tell Janet we want that magic shot. Now, we won't talk about that because it's a shot.
Trade secret, yeah.
Yeah, it is, but it always seems to help. And I remember, I come in there and you say, well, what do you got, the seasonal gunk? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
It's amazing because you know what's coming in. Someone
Yeah.
comes with a sore throat. Well, do you see much of this? Yeah. You kind of know what's going around, whether
Yeah.
it's pink eye, strep throat,
Yeah.
the flu.
And here's the thing, since that's 3 blocks away from my home, I'll go easily.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to go to Jasper or Washington, I can live with it, and that's not a good
You
thing
know,
always.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That's Like when we were going to be closed, you know, we offered the Jasper office,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to go there. You know, it's just.
I know.
I think it's more local, and part of the goal, I try to make it more personal. You know,
do.
I
You do a great
don't
job.
want it to be a sterile medical.
Yeah. Well, it's always great to
That you
go.
go
And
with.
not everybody knows Janet, but it's always great to go to somebody that you know, that you trust.
Yeah.
And you know, in those you're very friendly. It's nothing real serious like a doctor that comes in and just examines you and sends you on your way.
Yeah.
We have conversation about things
Yeah.
that we know. So
And you should be comfortable.
yeah, comfortable.
That's my
a good
goal.
word.
That's and I don't think about it. And like I said, I don't think about the impact that I have on people. I just want to.
Yeah. But that
Make
is
you better, and
But
I don't.
but that is the impact
Yeah.
you have.
I
on
mean,
people.
I was overwhelmed when
Yeah.
we closed at the response, especially that following day. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
So don't forget
just
that.
made you feel good. Yeah, you know, because you come in, you're sick. I don't see you,
Right.
so I'm assuming you got better. You know, it's that I don't because since it's not a primary care, it's not like
Yeah.
I'm really having you come back. So yeah,
Yeah. Janet Baugh, thanks.
thank you for having me.
It was great getting to know
Yeah.
you a little bit more. And I know that you're all glad that Janet Ball's back, that urgent care is back. Thank you to Stephen Birch and Aaron Burns and Martin County Urgent Care, right?
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Yes.
Billboard's up already. It says
Yes.
coming soon, but now
Yes.
it's only
and we
about
got
2
a new
weeks
one
away.
coming here in a few weeks too. so-
Billboard?
Yeah.
With pictures, I assume.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for watching. And don't get sick on purpose, but if you get sick, this is the person to see at Urgent Care coming up, opening in just a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching this edition of Getting to Know Your Indiana Neighbor with Janet Baugh.